Hello and welcome to another step-by-step how to tie tutorial video. This is Mike's Emerger Caddis. This is out of a Stillwater fly fishing book. This is tied on a size 8 Sproat hook, number 5887. For a tying thread, I am using a kind of a lime green size A waxed thread. The body on there is kind of a lime green olivish chenille. For the thorax, I am using a Peacock black ice dubbing. And for the beard underneath, I have a dyed guinea feather, kind of a yellowish, greenish, limish color. And a ribbing on there is a heavy gauged copper wire. This was salvaged out of an electronics component. So let's go ahead and remove our sample. We will secure our blank hook in the vise. And like all good flies, it begins but with just a single wrap of thread. We'll continue that on, locking that down. Trim off our waist. And the first bit of material we're going to tie in is our ribbing. Once again, this is kind of a larger gauged copper wire. This was salvaged. Alright, so when I secure that, I'm going to take touching wraps of thread all the way down the shank of the hook to the bend. And I'm going to take touching wraps returning to the head of the fly. Sometimes neatness counts. Alright, there you have it. Let's go ahead and secure that out of the way. Next, we're going to tie in our chenille. I'm going to measure it out. So I have 1 hook's length to the rear. And this is going to be my tie-in point here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that off now. And I'm going to carefully burn the back end of the chenille just a little bit. Let's see if I get that a little bit closer. Just enough to melt the tip. Not much. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lay that on the hook. We're going to take a couple locking wraps and secure that down. And hold the rest of the chenille, we're going to do counter wraps with this copper wire. One full wrap at the rear, and then we'll continue forward in an open spiral, securing that chenille and giving us a nice visual ribbing. Excellent. Let's go ahead and secure our wire. Do a few locking wraps and trim that off nice and close. Couple more locking wraps just to make sure everything's secured on that wire. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of this Peacock black ice dubbing and get a nice size noodle. When it comes to dubbing, less is more. You can always add. And I want to go fairly sizable on this, but I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. Ultimately, I want this to be nice and buggy. Alright, and before I tie in that beard, I have a little brush here. I'm going to get under here and tickle the belly, just to get some of these fibers, kind of these wild and crazy ones. There we go. Alright, and now for a little dyed guinea feather, I've prepared this one. Just going to take a small bunch of fibers and strip them off, line up the tips, and I'm going to go about halfway on that body. Tie it in on the underneath side. And we'll trim off our waist. Make sure that beard is nice and even on the bottom. That's off to the side a little bit. There we go. Always important to inspect your work as you move along. We'll do a small head here on the front, and we'll finish it off with the 1, 2, 3 whip finish. 2, 3. Trim off our tying thread. And we're going to add a little insurance policy. This is good old Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails, the secret sauce. Take a small drop on my bodkin. And secure that head in the front. Excellent. So there you have it, folks. That is the Mike's Emerger Caddis. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Happy tying. And with this one, guys and gals, tight lines.